Teenagers are now facing charges after their senior skip day in San Marcos yesterday.
Yeah, authorities say hundreds of people showed up at a city park and things got out of hand. Our Jessica Cha is at that park, Rio Vista Park, with what happened. Jessica?
Well, Ashley, right now things are super peaceful. People are relaxing, they're swimming, they're tubing, but that was not the case yesterday. The San Marcos Marshal's office says there are about 1,500 to 2,000 students out here from the San Antonio area, and they were saying that there could have been 100 officers out here, and it still may not have been enough to handle what happened yesterday.
When it gets hot, to the water people will go, and the Rio Vista Park is a popular choice in San Marcos. But on Wednesday, instead of people swimming and lazing in the sun, visitors like Destiny Keith say she saw.
We've seen kids jumping other kids, we've seen kids drinking, we've seen kids get maced, resisting arrest. All kinds of crazy stuff. It was actually insane.
Tiffany Williams, the city's marshal who oversees safety and enforcement over parks and green spaces, says an apparent senior skip day was organized by students from San Antonio to meet at the park.
That is not uncommon. They did this last year as well. However, the quantity of students was not what we saw yesterday.
She says they had 5 to 8 officers ready to patrol the area and watching the crowd with drones in anticipation. But there weren't just a couple dozen people visiting, or even a few hundred. Williams says 1,500 to 2,000 students swarmed the area.
Where we would see folks very flagrantly walking around with whether it be vapes or marijuana or alcohol and addressing those things on the periphery.
And despite trying to keep the peace, she says the crowd started getting out of hand when the first 2 fights broke out in the crowds just before 3 p.m.
They push in, they get the 2 females separated, and one of those females very much opts to then slap the fully uniformed fire marshal in the face.
Williams says they arrested one of the females, and that sparked more fights.
It was beyond our control, so then we did take that next step and say, not only is the park closed, now are you trespassing, but if you do not disperse and you do not vacate, we will disperse tear gas.
Williams says they did not end up using tear gas, but pepper spray was used for more aggressive encounters. She says 2 people were arrested, and it took an hour to clear the park. And it was left trashed.
What occurred there yesterday was just absolutely inappropriate and unacceptable.
Williams says they will be blocking off certain entrances to better control the flow of traffic to the park, be more proactive in knowing about events like this, and changing patrols to focus more on this park.
Williams says that the 2 people who were arrested were 17-year-olds from San Antonio. One of them was arrested for resisting arrest, multiple charges, resisting arrest and possessing a controlled substance, while the other one was charged with assault on a peace officer. Live in Rio Vista Park, Jessica Cha, KVUE News.